start the interview, would you mind to introduce yourself briefly?
Well, my name is Sarita, and I'm doing MPhil in some soil samples, and I'm with Belinda Ferrari.
So could you tell us a little bit more about the field that you're working in?
Well, actually, I had been working on food microbiology previously for like 3 or 4 years, and since then I have shifted my mind, and I'm currently working on soil samples that is from some part of Antarctica. So we're just studying on the Antarctic side, one of the dry valley of Antarctic side.
So why did you choose to work specifically in this field?
Well, actually, soil has been the subject of my interest for like several years, and since I'm working with it currently, it's being like quite.
So are there like particularly any influences or anything on your decision? Any people that inspired you?
Well, my brother is a soil scientist, so he has inspired me in doing this sort of thing. Yeah.
Could you tell us a bit more about what aspect of research is it that appeals to you the most? Like, which part of research do you enjoy the most?
Well, the dry lab.
The dry labs?
Yeah, because the lab work, I just love doing lab work rather than the computer work.
I see.
So I just love it.
So what is it about the lab work?
It's very big.
It's very big.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's truly very big. We just need to design, the protocol, and it's quite hard to design a standard protocol. And generally, I do follow the standard protocol that is available, And since I'm working on biodiversity of some soil, so it just works for me. It was great. Initially, it was like quite nervous. I was quite nervous because everything here was like quite new for me. Since I was an international student, it was like really hard to get things as time passed by. I did enjoy my course. So it was lots of fun.
So can you recall any memorable moments during your time of research? Anything in particular that really stood out to you or surprised you?
Yeah, actually, when I did some project in food microbiology, some fermented alcohol, and it was like really tasty and stuff. So it was like quite interesting.
So what do you think are the best and the worst parts of being a research scientist?
I don't think there is any worst part. You need to work hard. That is the worst part, I guess. And with the best part, it has been like every day is a day with new learnings and new things.
So you would say that learning is your favorite part of being a research scientist?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. So have you always wanted to be a research scientist, or did you have any other dreams when you were younger?
Yes, I used actually I just wanted to be a doctor.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So-called the physician one, but it just shifted as the time changed, So it has now shifted to PhD doctor. Hopefully.
A different kind of doctor, but equally important nonetheless.
Yeah.
So what made you change your mind? Was it just over time, or was there something that really influenced your decision?
Oh, well, it was actually the time, because the time when I was like really kid, everyone was like I was quite good in studies, so everyone was to point out to me and then say like, you need to be a doctor. And my mind said, I just set my mind up, I need to be a doctor because I'm doing well in my studies and stuff like that. It never lasted.
So what is the motivation behind your job? What are your motivations being a research scientist?
Well, I think it's my knowledge on the fact that that I have to do something good and something unique. So that is what I think it's my most powerful thing.
Do you think teamwork and communication skills are essential in the part of your work?
Teamwork, yes, of course, because particularly in my research, someone does sampling for me, and then since I won't be able to have like lots of skill at once, just need to get the skills from people around me. So it's kind of team effort.
What attributes do you think are the most important to becoming a research scientist?
One is courage,
Courage. Okay.
and the other is conviction, and the other is your willing, your will to do this stuff.
So, could you just elaborate a little bit more about why you think these are important? Like, say, courage, for example.
Well, it for courage, it's like you have to give time, certain time for your research, right? So you have to be strong enough, because people will be there to point out to you, like you have done this wrong, that wrong, and stuff like that. So you need to have the strength to get a go, and so you need to be interested in the related field, whatever you are going to do. So
what interests do you have outside of your field of research?
Well, I do used to play table tennis, and I was like a good player of table tennis long time ago. But I used to play basketball too, and that was my favorite game ever.
Yeah. So is that what you usually do when you're not working on your experiments, or if you have some free time?
Actually, I do love to chat with people, because I do have heaps of relatives, and if I get free, and I just call them.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Next question: where do you see yourself in 10 years?
I hope I won't be in uni
In 10
like
years.
in 10 years. Yeah.
So you're thinking about a job perhaps
Yes,
outside of uni
yes.
as a
good
research
job,
scientist.
yeah.
Okay, so last question. We just want to ask, what advice would you give to young aspiring research scientists such as myself,
Yeah.
or in the group,
Yes.
in your field of research?
So it depends on your interest. Just go with your interest, and if you are with your interest, no one can stop you really. Just make an aim, and then just focus on the aim. That's it.
Okay, well, thank you very much for giving up some of your time, your precious research time, for us to have a little chat with you. So I really appreciate that. Thank you very much, Sarita.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So basically, I've learned from Sarita that for whatever I do in whatever area of science or any subspecialty that I may go into, the most important thing is just to be enthusiastic about what I want to do and be passionate about what I love.
As a research scientist, it takes a lot of willpower and motivation to enjoy what you do. Also, this will help me to choosing my future career.
She actually shared a lot of different skills that she uses in her professional life, such as teamwork and communication skills. And I think these two things are the most important thing to be a research scientist.
After the interview, I think scientists work very hard and research is quite fun. And I want to do research after undergraduate. Thank you. Bye bye.